The greatest things a slave aspires to and seeks is the love of Allah. May He be exalted. Because He is the love of the Creator, the great King of His slave, and whoever has his own benefit and harm, reviving and dying him, enriching and persuading him, and if there are ways and reasons to reach the great rank, the first and foremost is faith in Him. May He be exalted. The stronger the faith a slave has, the greater the love of Allah. May He be exalted. The realization of faith is by heart, by tongue, and by limbs, and the realization of it in the heart is by believing in Allah. May He be exalted, and what He must acknowledge and obey, and the realization of it by tongue is by uttering the word of monotheism, and the realization of it by limbs is by good work. One of the reasons for Allah's love for His slave is to follow the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Accept what he came up with, work hard against him, and avoid what goes against it. Whoever follows the Messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is loved by Allah, and He forgives his sin, has mercy on him, and repays him in his movements and actions. One of the reasons for Allah's love for His slave is to draw closer to Him by obedience, in terms of duties, and requirements. Allah Almighty said in the Holy Hadith, "And the most beloved thing with which my slave comes nearer to me is what I have enjoined upon him, and my slave keeps on coming closer to me through performing nawafil, prayer or doing extra deeds besides what is obligatory, till I love him. When I love him I become his hearing with which he hears, his seeing with which he sees, his hand with which he strikes, and his leg with which he walks, and if he asks something from me, I give him, and if he asks my protection, refuge, I protect him." The head of the prayers, the great obligatory, and the worship offered, the eyes of the believers, the souls of the pious, and the resting place of the souls of the worshippers, Ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, reported, "I asked the Messenger of Allah, which action is dearest to Allah? He replied, performing as salat, the prayer, at its earliest fixed time. I asked, what is next, in goodness? He said, kindness towards parents. I asked, what is next, in goodness? He said, to participate in jihad in the cause of Allah. Al-Bukhari and Muslim. What a victory for the one who established it, and what a pity for the one who neglected it and lost it." Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, reported, the Prophet said, when Allah loves a slave, calls out Jibril and says, I love so and so, so love him. Then Jibril loves him. After that he, Jibril, announces to the inhabitants of heavens that Allah loves so and so love him, and the inhabitants of the heavens, the angels, also love him and then make people on earth love him. Al-Bukhari and Muslim. It is appropriate for us to find the reasons for Allah's love for us, in order to obtain the supreme honor, and to be among His loyal servants. Glory to Him.